Recorded.
Got it.
You don't have to wait.
I went to sleep early.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I just woke up a little bit ago.
That's all right. I guess it's better that way. Now you're refreshed.
Yeah. A whole new day.
All right.
Oh, shit. Let's show you something here. Let's see. I'm going to send you some pictures. You can guess where they are. Oh, did you see the picture I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
I sent it through
The
using my
forest, yeah.
phone so it's easier.
Okay.
Let's see.
Wow.
That's what I did the other day. Trying to find the one that everyone seems to like. Oh, that one. Let's see.
That's Bigfoot country. That's Bigfoot country now.
Yeah, that's what they say. Every now and again, somebody will say, Bigfoot spotted.
Yeah.
As I told my grandson, he's a big kid, he's got hairy feet. It's got Sasquatch. Hey, watch out. Oh, damn it, my shoes. Man, my back's really been bothering me lately. I don't even look like I have a light on my face. This is, look,
Wow.
see, I'm using this and my face still looks like I'm sitting in the dark. Can you see me now? There we go. I'm so important. Oh, shit. There we go. Yeah, I look young. I like that filter. God. Shit. Oh. I'm sure I showed you my X-ray pictures a while back, huh?
Oh, yeah. I see them.
Yeah, they haven't changed. Yeah. Yeah, it's like some of these pictures, it's like that one there. You can't really see the height of the trees because there's no perspective, but they're redwoods. I don't know. I sent it to you on your phone on the computer, but
Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah, they're massive.
yeah, I know. There's one I didn't send because you can't really see it. I'll send it anyways. Let's see.
Oh, Lord.
I'm trying to get out a little more, but it tears me up a little bit, to be honest. It's hard on my body, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I'll send you a goofy picture. I took one of when I was in the woods. So let's see. It's like really, I do leave the house.
Oh, yeah.
There's a picture of me outside in the trees. Oh, I forgot what I was wanting to show you. Oh yeah, the log that's laying down. My granddaughter's on it. I can't tell which one's better, so I'll send them both. You know, oh wait, let me get that stupid cat. What are you doing messing the bed up? You just want to cry because the door's closed. Get in here, though. Come on. Oh. And then, man, I swear I had the corona. I had a headache for 2 days, and then I sweat just like crazy, hot and cold, hot and cold. Fucking took some medicine. It's like headache went away, came back, and then it was like when it was gone during that 2 days, it was like I don't know. It's like I've never had that feeling. Like there was something. It's like I knew this like fog, I guess some people call it, but there was still something there. I could tell I was still. I was like, man.
Did you get the shot?
Yeah, not the booster, but I got the shot.
Good.
So I think maybe that might be why it was like only 2 days. And then
That's good.
Yeah, and then my nose was like it's like a fucking faucet. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, what the fuck? But, I mean, now I feel I feel like I got a little cold, but nothing bad. Oh. Somebody said I needed to get a light from on my face. It's like, oh, okay. Because I guess on the videos I just look like a shadow.
Oh. Yeah.
Just a shadow. That's funny. Oh. See? You know, I was watching Maylong, I think it is.
Yeah.
I was listening to one of her videos, and she said, she's talking about subject and object. I don't know if somebody asked her something or she just started talking about it, but
Right.
she said, I don't know if it's like something about, she's talking about subject and object. She goes, okay. She goes, subject and object, just take away subject and there are no objects. I was like, wow, that seemed pretty heavy to me for a minute. Shit. Without a subject, there's no object. It reminds me of, can't remember how the Swami said it, but he said, whatever you call him, I think they're a Swami. But, I forgot.
Sometimes we're perceived as the subject and sometimes we're perceived as an object.
Depends on who's perceiving, I guess, right?
Yeah. And then there's a perceiver perceiving that there really isn't, but
hang on. I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just going to the door. The cat's driving me crazy. Come on. Get in. Jeez. No. Oh.
Yeah, but that's what apparently appears to be the case, where there's a subject And if we're the subject, then this image that we see of ourselves is the subject, and the object is the body, and we point to it, and we say, well, there I am. I'm captured in the camera, but you're not really. But we say that. These sayings that we use.
Fuck off my wire, man. Hang on, sorry. Move.
It's all right.
Cat's trying to play with my wire. It's like, he goes black. I wanted to come in here and disrupt you. Oh, Lord. Yeah, normally I like watching videos, but my brain was just like, D.
Yeah, I need to give it a rest. Yeah.
D. Like, oh, no one's home. I guess that could be a good thing, right?
Well, if you gave it some rest, and might feel a little better. I don't know.
I don't know either. I feel like I'm, what do you call it? I feel like I'm getting sick, or I am sick, getting over sick. I don't know. And then, oh God, it's like that headache. It just seems like it's always threatening in the background. Like, oh, I'm still there. Don't worry. Stress and shit starts happening, and it just feels boom, boom. It's just like shh. I mean, shh, quiet. Which is funny because it seems like most of that's optional. Like, if I don't want to hear it, it really hurts my head. Well, Sassy's having a good time. I see you. The whole world can see you, Sassy. Hey, she's messing up my bed. Look at that. I've never watched her like do that. She's grabbing the blankets with her mouth. I usually just cover her up, so but I've never seen her do that.
What's she trying to do? Oh,
cover up. Just messing my bed up. I don't know if she's done yet. It looks like she's happy-ish. I think it's so funny. That's where I sleep, right? That exact spot. And there's this whole other side right here.
Yeah.
Any pets there? Do you see any animal there? No.
No.
Of course not. I want to sleep over there. It's funny. My daughter came up for a visit just yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We went up to the redwoods, took pictures with her. It's rough on my grandson because you know, he's just hard on him because his mom was you know, she takes psych meds. And so she was kind of like really tired. And I drove to get dinner, me and him. I said, come, you know, let's go for a ride. He said, I don't even know why she came up if all she's going to do is sleep. And I was like, it's like, ouch, I get it. I understand what you're saying. You know, because he misses her, you know, he doesn't like to show his emotions, but like when he knew she was coming up, he called from school, Grandpa, is mom there yet? You know, it's like, no. Okay, let me know when she gets there. So, you know, it's like, I think he doesn't want to get hurt again, you know, because they've
Yeah.
honestly, they've been hurt a lot of times, you know. But yeah, seeing him slumped, he called it slumped. The new term for sleeping, I guess, is slumped, you know, if you're slumped.
Oh,
Don't be slumping on me now. Ah, sorry. You know, I love this thing where they talk about, oh yeah, glimpses, glimpses, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and then 1 minute, like Emerson, you know, I love him, and then sometimes it took me a minute for Emerson to grow on me. I loved him at first, and then he started like really get into the non-dual stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like him anymore. Because sometimes he just says stuff that's like, I don't know if I agree with that, damn it. It's in my crawl, right? So then something will go, I was like, oh damn it, I get it now. Yeah,
yeah.
it's funny. Yeah. It's that way with some of the speakers. I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know if I like not in the mood to hear their message, don't like their looks, or what. It's like, I don't like your face, so your message sucks. Oh shit. No, Emerson's cool. I like him. Well, what I know of him, I mean, he's very giggly these days. He's at peace, it seems like. Oh. And that's about the most exciting things in my life. I usually have a 3 o'clock meeting, I think it is today, in India.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guru?
Swami G.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if that's like a common title, or is everybody called Swami G?
no.
Really? So he's like, people know him, because I've heard somebody talk about Swami G before, and I was like, well,
Hmm.
that can't be the same guy, because, you know, it's like we sit in a room with like 4 or 5 people, but I like him. I mean, he's a good, you know, I know that, what do they call it? Non-duality and neo-Advaitins. Hey, I said
Mhm.
it. Just rolled right out. Neo-Advaitins.
Yeah.
I was like, can I say back up a beta? No, not really. But yeah, he lives in India, so like uh 3 o'clock my time in the morning is like, I think 6 in the evening over there. It's like
Oh,
really
wow.
yeah, weird time zone. And then this gentleman Richard, hey, that's Richard, that's funny.
Uh,
Uh, Same hairstyle as you and I. But he lives in Mexico somewhere. Well, I actually know where, but he lives in Mexico. And then the other girl, what girl? She's a woman. Uh, she's down in South America. So I told that last time. As I was watching one of his videos, he goes, "Nobody from the states or shows up to the meetings." So I was like, "That's cool. I'll try and make it." And then so I made 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
what did he bring up? Did he bring up anything?
Yeah, it brought up. Well, I was thinking about the story he told about the Dog King. You know, that how people had made a king out of this dog, and they. This is what I took away from it. I'm really bad sometimes at reiterating things very clear, precisely, I guess.
Mhm.
But he said he's talking about, oh, this, like I said, this is how I remember it. Uh, People had made a king of a dog, or idolized a dog, and you know, anyways, the point was is that people are all worshiping this dog, and then somebody, and the dog's pretending to be the king, I guess, too, maybe, or just being a dog, I don't know. But anyway, somebody throws a bone and off goes the king. He's not a king no more, he's just a dog. So I took that to mean, if you prop yourself up to be something you're not, all it's going to take is some bone to knock you down off your fake tower. You're pretending
Oh
you're
yeah.
king and you're really a dirty dog. Here, fix that bone. No, but he told another story about an elephant. Well, it wasn't an allegory. It's a real story, I guess, of an elephant. And I just heard another story. I might have mentioned it before. I apologize if I repeat it. My life's not that exciting. But I heard a story from a different Swami. His name is long, so it's like, shit. I was like, I'll never be able to pronounce his name without some real practice. But he was telling a story about the donkey that, the washerman and the donkey, and, tying up the donkey, it's like,
Yeah.
anyways, and then the Swamiji, not the Swamiji was telling a story about an elephant that was in India that before it died, but he started out by saying that, they take a baby elephant and they chain it up, and baby elephants can't break those big chains. And it's when they get older, they don't think they can break the chain because they never could. So why? So when he told that story, I just heard the story about the donkey, and the message I was getting is that, like, you're not bound, you're not bound, like they say, like, you're not separated, you're not bound. It's just all kind of like, I don't know. That was the
He's
message.
free to roam. Yeah.
Huh?
Free to roam.
Sure.
About, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No chains.
No, really
Unchained.
trying. It meant something else to me. Just, I don't know. And it wasn't, it was an actual story, and I thought it was an allegory. So that's what was funny is that another story that the other Swami, not Swami G, but the other Swami was talking about another washerman, and how he found a rock, right? And he's cleaning clothes with this rock. And you heard this one?
I think so. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, and he's cleaning it with this rock, and I guess it's kind of sparkly or whatever. And so he takes it to his friend, the market man. I don't know exactly what this one he said, but takes it there. He goes, "Oh, I'll give you 10 rupees or something like that." I can't remember whatever. But he goes, "Nah, I think I'll save it." So he takes it to the jeweler or a rock specialist, something like that. Anyways, it's sort of a funny story because he ends with, "He's rich now," because he had a diamond and he was using.
He's rubbing on a diamond, right?
Yeah, he's using the diamond to clean clothes, and didn't even realize that he had a diamond in his hand or whatever. So I thought,
right.
I like allegories, like the tenth man. You heard about that story?
Oh yeah, the tenth man.
It's like there's only 9 people, but it's like 10. Or wait, no, yeah, it's 9 because they forget about themselves. That's right.
Yeah, they don't count themselves in.
Yeah. Oh, our brother has surely died. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes like, shit, man. I know it sounds stupid because it was like, you can't understand this. Like, well, for a second I thought I did. It's like this clarity came through me. It's like, and then I was like trying to remember it, and it's like, I don't fucking know, man. But it's like, yeah, great ideas. I guess, you know, anything this can conjure is just conjured. So there it is, right?
Yeah,
And then,
but yeah, I was just going to say the stories that are told are just examples of the way different people think.
yeah.
They think about
Oh boy.
placing a concept, a way of observing something going on. Actually, nothing, absolutely nothing is happening, but yet each person conjures up an idea of what
Oh,
apparently appears to be happening. They're all apparent appearances, but those apparent appearances are taken to be something real, something substantial, something actually happening, but it really isn't. But they apply it to themselves, so they think that this, that, or the other is happening to them. So this happened to me the other day. Well,
what? Just joking.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know. What happened to you? What happened to you the other day? Well, yeah, I was here, wasn't I? Oh, where were you?
I'm pretty sure I cracked my back, fractured my back again. That's
Oh,
what
really?
I did. Yes, because I was every little movement was like sends shock pain through my body. It's like the last time that happened, I didn't know I had a broken back for a long time. You know, it's like because every little
Yeah.
movement would fucking hurt. It's like send when I before my surgery, I'd be walking through Walmart, you know, and just step wrong or something, and I'd scream out in pain, and people look at me like, yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, I always felt embarrassed because it's like you know, it's like what you didn't fall, yeah. But it's like yeah, so I got in a big old argument, and I think I hurt myself. Well, not me. You know, what's funny is I was feeling so fucking miserable and when I was sick, right? And I was remembering this story about this. It's a monk. I guess he was dying of throat cancer or something. One of the Swami, the one I can't remember his name. He's a wonderful storyteller in person. I think, from what you know, you could see on the cameras and stuff. But he's telling a story, or probably it's real. It's a monk that was dying of throat cancer, and another monk came in and uh, you know, he said, "How are you doing?" or something like this. Forgive me for, like I said, my storytelling accuracies. But he goes in and he tells him, "Oh, how are you doing?" "Oh, you know," and he was dying basically of throat cancer. So, "Oh, you know, I don't feel good," or something like that. And he goes, "Well, how come? How come I could still tell? How come I could still see you're in joy or bliss or something like that?" He goes, "Oh, you little rascal, you caught me." And so when I'm
Uh,
feeling miserable, it's like the other day I was thinking about that. It's like here I am miserable, then I start laughing about yeah, because inside you know that it's just the body going through what it is, but you know, inside or whatever you want to say, whatever it is, it's still good. You know what I mean?
oh
Like
yeah.
the body suffers, but you know,
It's
yeah,
happening to the body, but not you.
exactly, yeah,
That's a tough one though,
it
since
is.
we're so self-identified with these bodies that
Especially when I got a big hunk of metal in my back to remind
yeah,
me.
that's what I said.
It's like, oh, you're here. Trust me. It's an illusion. Yeah, well, fuck. Yeah, how about take that illusion? Oh, this illusion hurts. Oh shit. Yep. Yeah, people ask me how long you been into non-duality, and I told them, oh, I don't really know. I said all my non-duality meetings are on the internet
Yeah.
with you, basically.
Uh-huh.
Like I was telling them that You know, I do this. I got invited to this, like, you call it a cafe. You know, people just non-dualists get together and just chat. So I really like that. I met some good people, I guess. Meeting a lot of good people through non-duality. You know, as far as meeting them on the internet TV. But yeah, I really enjoy that because, you know, a lot of times during the other satsangs, whatever, you don't get the opportunity to have like one-on-one like we do. You know, it's like,
That's right.
oh, I went to this other one. I went to. It's funny. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't remember their names. I'm really horrible with names. I don't, you know, part of me says, does it really matter? They're just pretend names anyway, right? Anyways, it's a male and female couple. They live in Bulgaria, I think it is, or Belgium. I'm trying to find their when I first seen them, I was like, what? I don't know. I shouldn't say things like that. It's like, it shows what an asshole I really am. Ah, shit. They're both, oh, there they are. Lobo and Lancha? I don't know. Their website is Awakening Awakened. You seen these?
Testimony.
No, not just.
Oh, okay.
Those two guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to their Zoom meeting a day or two ago, I guess. It was happened to be on, so I joined it. And he was saying, the gentleman, he was saying, he kept talking about one-on-ones. Like, I do a one-on-one every Saturday, man. I got my guru. This other guy, they make a joke about that in the other meetings I was telling you about, the cafe meetings. This one guy's, you know, it's like, it's this joke about making him the guru. The cult leader, excuse me, the cult leader, not the guru. Oh, okay. Man, I thought you froze there till you blinked.
No.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Your cat looks like it's helping the other cat back there.
Oh, dirty fucker. Go away, Leo. His fucking brother, too. Fucking homo.
What cat?
Fuck. Screwing in the background. Make sure you edit that out.
That's funny.
Oh, Jesus. I just want to shoot him right now.
That's funny, though.
Funny for you. That ain't your cat fucking in the background on his brother.
Yeah.
And then his brother just goes, yeah, bro. Yeah, I love you. I mean, he literally just lays there and lets him fuck on him. I feel your needs, brother.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
That's just cats, man. They don't know.
They're all dirty animals, I know, huh? Yep. I never wanted pets when I was younger. Because my parents had too many. Now look at me. Jesus. You know, my grandson told me that when I do this, he called it my spirituality stuff because you seem
Yeah.
crazy. So he thinks I'm crazy now.
Oh,
But that was interesting. I'm succeeding. There's proof. Shut up, Leo. Oh, you want out now? You had your fun? Yeah. Did I run it for you? You're a dirty cat. Oh, look. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very good. Probably not. Yeah. This is an old print. I was going to show you, but. Oh. Yeah. Brain fog, man.
some people call this a game. That life is a game.
Yeah. That means there's winners and losers then, right?
Well, not really. I mean, nothing actually precedes us, does it? There's nothing that's looking at what's looking. In other words, what's looking is what you and I are looking for.
Yeah. Calling.
We
You
live
know,
life as if
sorry.
we're letting everything out there give us the meaning.
Yeah,
But
dude. Wow, man.
yeah, one person can say, I don't like you, and it ruins your whole day,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, but we're constantly trying to stabilize an image that we think other people have of us. You can hear 100 people say that they like you, but one person says that they don't, and it's now what you
Yep.
start obsessing over. The one person, screw the other 99, it's because you really believe they're right. So the one person that doesn't like you, you focus on that, and then the other, the rest of them don't count. Well, neither really counts. When you drop either they like you or don't, what are you left with? Well, that's just it.
What are you left with? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what are you left with? Nobody. But yet you appear anyway. So we give these appearances a label anyway. We have to give it a label because it's showing up. So if this appearance is showing up, then we have to give it a story. And that's what we do. We give it a story, give it a label, give it a name. And that's how we identify with each other. But they try to tell you with non-duality that there is nobody. That there's no subject, there's no object, there's neither.
Yeah.
Then where are we? Are we here? Well, we appear to be here, apparently. So that's what it turns out to be. It always turns out to be an apparent appearance. You're apparently appearing.
Apparently.
For no reason, meaning, and purpose.
Apparently.
Other than just appearing.
I'm gonna finish everything with apparently.
Exactly.
Until we know any difference, that's how it appears. That's funny.
Well, if we speak of the mind is of no mind or conceptual thought.
Yes.
It completely detaches from form. So then there's people that rid themselves of conceptual thought But whether they transcend conceptual thought by a longer or shorter way, the result is a state of being that there is no practicing and no action of realizing. There's no real practice or action of that realization. It's just stepping back, taking 2 steps behind that, and just observing that there is an observer, but that observer not a separate observer. It's still observing what's apparently appearing to happen, but it's just an apparent appearance nonetheless. It's dreaming. So we're the dreamings. We're not the dreamer or the dreamt, we're the dreamings.
So who's dreaming?
So the dreamings, in other words, is the activity,
But
the action of dreaming.
if I'm a dreaming, if I'm a dream, I'm a, what'd you call it? A dreamling? A dreamling.
We're the dreamings, plural. Yeah, dreamings, plural.
So then would that imply that somebody's dreaming?
What's the activity of dreaming is what we are. We're not the dreamt and we're not the dreamer.
That's right.
We're neither the dreamer or the dreamt, we're the dreamings.
So there's somebody doing something and it's not me.
Right, we're appearing.
Oh, that totally reminded me.
How? But how are we appearing? See, that's what
How?
people are trying to figure out how, but there is no how. There are no hows, there are no whys. It just apparently appears to be. So if it apparently appears to be, then it apparently appears. That's it. Nobody's doing the apparent appearance. It's just apparently appearing. So if we're apparently appearing as dreamings, then that never ends.
Apparently.
It's thought to be where, well, I could try to find a beginning of where I started this dream, and then I could find the end to it. No, there is no beginning, there's no end. That's the Alpha and Omega.
You know, I was watching, I'm pretty sure it was the Swami guy talking about how a lot of the way people perceive the world is they think everything comes like this from outside in.
Yeah.
You know? And then he was saying that it's actually the opposite. It's like this, not like this. So I thought about that. It's like we're creating our own realities in a way.
That's true.
Something's
By
creating
what
realities.
by what we see.
Yeah.
But what we see is what is observed by the body mind.
Yeah.
The body mind is seeing actions and activities happening before it.
You know, they're talking about glimpses, Richard.
Yeah.
And the way, I don't remember who was saying it, but they're saying that when you have those glimpses, that it's very natural for the mind, whatever the body mind, to do exactly what it does. It tries to figure it out. It tries to label it. It tries to own it. And oh my God, I'm going to kill this fucking cat. What? I'll knock you off this couch, whatever this is. You better just go to sleep. Oh man. Yeah. Also, you know, I know it's not funny, but it's funny in a way. Is when you hear people ask, you know, because like I guess you call it the searcher, right? The seeker.
Yeah, seeker.
Seeker searcher, I guess.
Yeah.
All the questions that, you know, I'm not saying I'm not a seeker either or whatever. I'm just saying that watching people, you know, they ask to me sometimes silly questions, but you know, they don't know. So I guess it's just, you know, it just seems silly to me. and probably because I've already heard all the most of the answers anyway, or responses, I guess you should say, the responses to people's questions. Uh, you know, like basically, it's like they almost think like you. It's like they completely. What do you call it? Just fuck it. I don't know. It just seems like people are afraid that the most mundane things are gonna be like gone. You know, I guess that's the fear of the self, huh? Or whatever you want to call it, of
Yeah, well, people want to
control.
matter. That's why people want to matter. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that's about is the attention. People just want attention, and if they're not getting attention, well, they try to find a way to get it. They're always trying to justify their appearance. Well, I'm here. Look at me, and this is how I appear. So, however we appear, we think we can work on that, and so we do. And that's what gets self-identified. The self-identification of the appearance of the self, but that's all it is. It's just an appearance. But yet, people make out that appearance more to be more than it really is. They make the apparent appearance to become real. They take the apparent appearance and make it real.
Do you think
But
some
they're
people
making it
might?
real.
Oh,
They're making it real based on what they think about it. Yeah. So they apply all these different subjects to the object. So there's object subject. That's what they keep trying to tell you, is that there is no subject object. If there is no
Right.
subject object, there really isn't anything.
There's nothing.
There's nobody there. You know, if there's no subject to talk about and there's no object, which is the body mind, you take both of those away, what are you left with? Nobody.
I know. That's what
So that's the thing.
Mei Long did when she was saying that. She's like, the way
That's the
she
part.
said it,
Yeah.
that was like the first thing she said, dude. That's like, I
Mhm.
paused the video and I was like, I have to think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking no subject. Then if there's no subject, there's no object.
If there's no subject to talk about and there's no object to discuss, you know, as
And that's
a
what
subject.
what reminded me of this. The Swami was talking about the fourth state, you know, in
Yeah.
I can't remember there's a word for it. But anyways, when the fourth is the way he said it, it was he said that the consciousness doesn't need to be aware of a body anymore. And the way he said that, it just made so much sense that, you know, it made sense. I don't know how else to say it, but
Yeah, I know what you mean. The sleeper.
yeah, it's like when he doesn't have to be aware of the body no more, then
There you go. That's
the
it.
fourth state.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
fourth state. That's what we are. Well, we're really we're not really a state, but that is
Right.
how far he's taking you. He's going to take you through these various stages before you reach where you never really left.
Right.
In other words, there's this place. It's not really a place, but we try to conceptualize or conjure up a place that we are. We're not really being anywhere. We're actually everywhere. But to say that way, it eludes the mind. I mean, it escapes the mind. The mind is trying to make everything a solid state.
Yeah, you know, I just watched I think it's called Memory, and they're talking about, I think it's in the hippocampus, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that they're talking about, you know, basically, because I was thinking of so-called glimpses and stuff, how you know, what happens is that part of the brain sees, you know, identifies it or observes it or whatever, and starts to do its thing, you know, processing it and trying to figure it out. As I was speaking, the whole thought just went.
The thought collapsed, didn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. As you were speaking of it, then you caught yourself. You know, you catch yourself speaking of something, and when you begin to do that, you recognize and realize, hey, wait a minute, what am I referring to here? I'm talking about a body mind that has this, that, or the other. But there really is no. Yeah, there really is no body mind that has anything. So that's how far this goes. This goes that far to where there is no body, there is no subject to talk about, and there is no object, which is the body mind. Here's this appearance, yeah. This is the appearance of a body mind, but that's all it is. It's an apparent appearance. But it has no meaning, reason, or purpose. It's not doing anything in particular. It's just appearing, along with everything else. Now, everything else is also an appearance, but there are no separate things or separate objects in the appearance of everything.
And my mind is cloudy.
So this appearance of everything is just an appearance. That's just an apparent appearance.
My mind.
But there are no separate objects. See, you could take this bottle, for instance. This bottle is everything bottling.
Yeah.
So when we speak that way, the mind just drops. It just doesn't know what else to say. It goes, what? The bottle is bottling?
You're breaking.
That doesn't make sense. And it doesn't. Right. It's not meant to. It's not meant to make any sense at all.
Yeah, you know, as I watch a little more from the outside, sometimes it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when when I first met you, you said, you know, I'm basically not going to answer your questions. You're not going to get the answers you want, you know?
Yeah.
And I see that happen, you know, it's like people I'll ask, you know, those kind of questions. It's like.
They're expecting a subject object to be talked about, discussed.
Yeah.
They're always trying to put it into that context. Yeah.
And then there's no story. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
How do you doubly negate that? It's like fucking shit.
There's an apparent story. The storyteller is always going to try to tell the story. Yeah.
So yeah, you go, oh, it's a story, and then you know, and you're like, yeah, and then they go, but there's no story, and then you're like, what? I just had it. Fuck. It's like sometimes it almost seems like they can see you trying to grasp it. They go, oh, yeah, I can get it. Oh, I get it.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, it's not even them doing it, though. What?
That's right. Nobody's doing anything, right? It's not them doing it.
Right.
But see, when we speak that way, it just sounds so funny. It sounds so unbelievable.
Yeah.
What do you mean I didn't do this? Or what do you mean I didn't do that? I thought I was the doer of doings, you know. We're not the doer of doings. We're not the feeler of feelings.
Yes.
We're not the hearer of hearings. We're not the seer of seeings.
It's a body.
The seeker is the sought. So if the seeker is the sought, and that which is in the activity of seeking is believed to be. So it's all in the belief, all in these beliefs and the way of thinking. If you just change the way of thinking, then you recognize that, well, I'm not a separate thinker. If I'm not a separate thinker, and none of these thoughts really matter, then that's it. That's it right there. You just caught it. You just nipped it in the bud. You're not that separate thinker that you think you are. It's entertaining thoughts and ideas and concepts and things like that. If you get behind that, then you could be the observer and witness that. I mean, you're not a separate observer, but there is a kind of not a state, but a level of consciousness, sort of like a level, but not really a separate level, but just an awareness. But awarenessing, but just constantly awarenessing, but never ending awarenessing. Always aware, always aware. Yeah.
When I was listening to that Meilong, well, whatever. I guess in a way that's right? Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyways, when she said that, it forced me to look at, without a subject, and there's no objects.
Yeah, try it and see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, I did, but now it's like now it turns into a story after that. But the first experience was yeah, I could see things in a, well, can't say I've seen anything. There was nothing to see, but there was a difference in without a subject or object. There is
Still something there.
there is. I guess I could say that. You said it, so yes.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
still
but
think of
there's
something being somewhere.
there's
Yeah.
still something there watching. It's like everything's blank, but there's a thought or a.
There seems to be a
awareness.
realizer.
Huh?
There seems to be a realizer or a recognizer.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was in that state it was just like a thought, I guess. It's like, what would it be like without a body or a subject, whatever, and no object, then what's left? Right?
Right. Yeah.
Forces your
Now that's
brain
getting.
to go there. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
happened.
that's
It forced my brain to look at that. It's like, what does it look like with no subject, no object?
that's really deep. That's really deep. Think about that for a minute. And if I'm thinking about it, I'm not really thinking about it. So if I say think about this thought, no, you don't have to think about that thought. Just let that concept go. Let it go, and you don't even have to think or believe. Just notice. If you're giving something notice, is that the body mind doing that? So giving notice, we're not really giving anything, but yet there's a noticeability happening. Now that noticeability is an observer, it's a recognizer, it's realizing, but it's in the activity of realizing. But that's it right there. That which we are is in the activity of constantly in the activity of realizing. We're always constantly realizing. It never shuts off. It doesn't shut down. There's always
say, like, the observer realizes, and then the body comes in, or the mind tries to.
Yeah, it comes in and saying it tries to stabilize it. It tries to make it static or make it mobile or turn it into a subject. It tries to take everything that's observed by the observer and it tries to turn it into an observance. There's the activity observing that's constantly observing, and that's okay. But the moment that the mind takes that observing activity and turns it into observance, that's where it changes right there. It changes because the mind is interfering. The mind or the observer of a body mind action figure is trying to seize that idea or thought and turn it into a subject. It's very, very slick that way. And if you notice how subtle that is. It's so very subtle the way it goes about doing that. But if you catch that activity enough times, then you recognize, oh, well, that's what's happening there. This body mind is trying to take that observance, the observing, and turn it into an observance. Yeah, that's it. It's taking the activity of observing and trying to make it an observance, a separate observance. But that's not what's happening. So that's it right there. And if you can catch that every time, then you begin to take notice. And what begins to take notice? Well, what we truly are, which is the activity of observing. We're always observing, always recognizing, always realizing, but we're not a recognition. We're constantly realizing and recognizing. See, that's the activity or the verbing, the activity of realizing. And that doesn't stop, that doesn't end. It doesn't stop and turn into a realization. And then you say, okay, I'm self-realized now. No, you're not even that either. But that's what the body mind action figure tries to conjure up the idea that we could be self-realized. So we're going to bring ourselves to a state of realization. No, it's not realization. It's not realized, but it's realizing. Now that's what that is. That is the activity of realizing, and that's fine. That's what's happening. That's what is apparently appearing to happen as well. So it's the infinite appearing finite. Everything that's infinitudinal complexification, it's infinity appearing finite. So if everything's appearing finitely, then that's what's happening, apparently. Finitely appearing. Infinity finitely appearing in one state or another. And when we say that, we say that it's appearing for time, but there's space and time as well. So we throw in those elements, space and time, which causes the observing activity of observing to become an observance. So in space and time, captures a moment. And once it captures a moment, then that gives it license to become an observance. But it's really observing all the time, always observing in the activity of observing, but we try to turn it into an observance so that we could break it down and try to claim. We're trying to claim that something is happening, that there's an observance that happens or happened. It either happened or doesn't happen, or what will not happen. It's happening. So everything is always happening.
That makes sense.
But it's not a separate happening. It's just constantly happening.
You know, that's reminds me of what I don't know if I mentioned it the last time, but I don't know if I thought about it. But anyways, when I was a kid, they used to say that, or not they, the Bible, you know, it says, Jesus said that if you've seen the Father, you've seen me. Or if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, I mean. Sorry, so my brain's all scrambled. And when I was a kid, you know, actually until recently, I always thought about that as, you know, it didn't make any sense really to me because it's like, you know, if you talk to my dad, you know, speaking as a in this level. If you talk to my dad, it doesn't mean you talk to me. You know, my dad is a separate being. But if you speak of um, you know, a God awareness, if you are truly aware that you are uh, you know, aware of God, like I believe Jesus was, in that sense, it would make sense then to say that if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, because you know when they talk about you know like if you see a reflection in a puddle of a moon, you know that's just a reflection, you know.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So in that sense, you know, the spirit of Jesus was a reflection of Christ, of
Yeah.
the source. Some
Mhm.
people might say the positive, you know, God, whatever you want to call it. But to me, it was like that made sense when you say it like that, because you know, if you're self actualized, and or you know being Jesus, being self actualized, then it would make sense to say that.
Right.
Just like Buddha or Krishna, you know, the same kind of. I believe they were probably self-actualized, God actualized, whatever you want to call it. Understanding, you know, that they are part of the whole.
Just another representation. It's apparently appearing as a representation or an image, but that image is not really worshipped or it's not really focused upon. It's the information that's within that appearance.
When do you think people decided to make God a
Deity.
yeah, like a person kind of thing? Like you know, natives, this like everything is God, you know. It's like
Yeah.
so when did they decide that everything's not God and a human type being is God? That's what I wonder. When did that happen?
The image, well,
Yeah. When did they decide to make
imagery.
a
I mean,
human?
yeah, that's a funny thing because we got to be careful in the way we discuss that and mention these things because we're referring to imagery here. That's just apparent appearances, reflections.
Images.
Yeah, the reflections and images, and they're just apparent appearances, but they're temporary. They're temporal images appearing, but they're apparently appearing. They're apparently appearing because they're space and time. See, we're in this world, but we're not of the world. So if we're not of it, then that means everything that we see that we're calling sight, everything that is visualized by the body mind is of the world, and we're not of that. See, we're not of the world. And so what that means is the world appears, apparently appears, but it's a temporal, temporary appearance in space and time. We're not of this world and we're not of space and time. So if we're not of space and time, then that makes sense right there already, because we're not of space and time. We're timeless. We're boundless. So we're boundless and timeless. This temporary appearance of a body mind is just that. It's just an image. It's a reflection. It's a temporal, in time, in space and time, temporary appearance, apparently appearing for an indefinite duration. Now that's a really important part, a component of what's appearing. What's apparent appearing is the the predetermined, or is it a determined reality? Well, to determine a reality is to speculate, to determine and say, well, this apparently appears this way because of A, B, or C. You take away A, B, or C, and what are you left with? So that's where it gets a little tricky in speaking in terms of space and time. Because space and time are moments. Now, what's really happening? Now, what's really happening is timeless, without any moments in space and time being applied. But what is spoken of is usually a subject. Usually a subject that's talked about, discussed, is going to be taking the temporary appearance, but trying to turn that into a permanent appearance. But nothing's permanent. There's just impermanence. There is impermanence. There's nothing permanent. So if we take the impermanence of what's appearing, that's all that's really happening. All that's really appearing is what seems to be happening. And that is impermanence. Now, you try to turn that around and say, well, that's permanence, because it's a permanent appearance of a body mind. This body mind is appearing permanently. No, it's not really appearing permanently. It's actually appearing impermanently. So that's the difference right there. That's that funny little twist. If we take the appearance of what's temporary and we try to turn it into something that's permanent, that doesn't work. It won't work that way. But if we take what's apparently appearing and turn that into impermanence, that works. Because that's what it is. It's a temporary appearance for an indeterminate duration in space and time, because we don't know how many years we're going to be appearing in these body minds. These body minds have an expiration date. They actually do. In a sense, they have an expiration date in the sense of impermanence. Because it's not going to permanently appear. It's not going to live forever. It's not going to go on and on that way. It's gradually,
Okay.
there's gradual entropy interfering. Entropy where it's gradually aging. The aging process is the entropy. And cells that are dying. But they're being reborn, but those also that are being reborn die as well. So there's this constant process that continues to appear to happen.
Yep. Death and
And
rebirth.
so, yeah, and so there it is, right there. When that is faced, and when that is admitted, that this is a temporary appearance, it's all impermanent. Nothing's permanent. Everything's temporary. There's nothing that's going to be substantial or it's going to be final. There are no finalities. There are no definites. Nothing's definitive.
It's like that Swami. It's like a lot of his answers are yes and no.
Yeah.
I just think it's great.
Now, do you notice there's no middle ground, is there? Oh, it might be, or it could be. No, it's either yes or no. And when it's either yes or no, that is in a sense a kind of a duality, really.
And
in terms of duality,
everybody ends up in the same place anyway. So, it's like I guess the journey may be different, but we all end up there.
Now, when you say we all end up there,
I'm talking about the body.
yeah, the body mind. Well, where does it end up? Well, the body mind doesn't really end up anywhere, does it? It just apparently appears, and it disappears. Well, yeah, there's cells and they appear, and the cells they die, but where do they go? Well, they go back to matter. And what's matter? Well, matter is the site, kind of the substance
Do you know?
things.
Do you know how long it takes to completely be a new human? I know they say that the body that I was born with is not this body. That's for sure. I can't remember how
Yeah,
many times it's replaced. It's like
yeah, cells.
every cell in your body is a new.
Yeah, it's a new appearance. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to do that? I mean, there's an actual number.
7 years, as far as I know. The cycles are
Really?
7 year cycles.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
That's so astrological. That's like 7 year cycles people talk about. That's fucking
yeah,
weird.
that's what they are. 7 year cycles. That
And they
the
but no, oh wow. Well, at least I never thought about it. I never seen that as a correlation between these so-called repetitive events that appear in people's lives. Not that it really matters. I tell myself that too. It's like there's people that do yeah. I was just thinking about how that in some ways it's like by one thing being true doesn't make another not so true. It's like just depends for the individual. If they believe it, it's real for them. You know.
Yeah, but what apparently appears to happen is this: that the body mind organism renews its cellular structure, its cells, every 7 years. Now, there's no gaps, there's no breaks, there are no final stages to any of that. It's
It's
just a
every
continuous continuity. It's always going on, always happening. Nothing ever stabilizes, nothing ever finally settles, and then that's it. It's always changing into various states. It's always in the activity of a different state. And so if the body mind is in a different state of activity, how it's appearing with its body mind, every 7 years this happens. Now, after a while, that 7 year rejuvenation begins to entropy. It begins to get weaker and thins out as we approach more time. If we approach more time, we're apparently appearing, and as we appear, the entropy continues. As the entropy continues, the aging appears. The aging is that 7 year state that's beginning to thin out after a while. It's beginning to gradually diminish. So the diminishment of that 7 year cycle continues to weaken. And as it reaches a point, it'll reach a point where it could be on its last final 7 year stage, or 7 year stage where it won't be able to continue on another 7 year cycle. So it's going to break off on one of those 7 year cycles. So if we turn it into timelines, well, every 7 years is 56, 49, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, see, and goes on like that in 7 year increments.
Yeah.
Well, we can't really try to pinpoint how long a body mind has, how much time does a body mind have left to appear and continue these appearances. That really isn't so important, though. If you think about it, it doesn't really matter in terms of time, because we're not of space and time. See, if we're not of space and time, then that doesn't really matter. So if we're not of space and time, then what matters is the activity of observing. So we're always constantly observing. So if we constantly continue that observance, it's not really a final observance, it's the activity of observing. But if we continue on that way, that's fine. I mean, that's what's apparently appearing to happen anyway. The activity of observing. So we continue to observe, and as we're observing, it's not a final observance. It's more of a continuation, constantly observing. Always, 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 and always, always, and always. So what's apparently appearing to be happening is everything is apparently appearing always and always. But that's as far as that can be taken. That's as far as we can say in terms of what apparently appears to be going on, or what apparently appears to be happening, is the activity of observing. That never ends. So we go on observing even after these body-mind action figures are no longer appearing. These action figures are no longer appearing, but we're still in the activity of observing. But nobody knows that. Nobody will ever really know that which is unknowable. That which is unknowable is what's beyond, which is beyond permanence. It's impermanent. So we begin to speak of impermanence, it begins to fall under the category of unknowables. Well, that's unknowable. We really don't know how much time we have to appear in space and time. So if we're temporarily appearing in space and time, we're not really sure how long that'll be, but however long that takes, that's fine. We just have to accept that. And if we simply accept it that way, then we're okay with it. If we're okay with it, but if we're not okay with it, then that's the problem there. Some people are not okay with the amount of time that they have to appear. So when I say that, to appear, appearing is a temporal state, but the appearance of the body mind is what the subconscious self believes. They believe in this appearance that's appearing, but they turn it into a subject. They turn it into try to turn it into an observance or something that's permanent. And that's the difference. The difference is that they try to turn that into a duality. And when you start doing that, you turn it into a subject, and then it goes on that way. But it really isn't any of those things. Because we are not of this world. We're in it, yeah. Sure, we're appearing. We're apparently appearing in the world, but we're not of it. I mean, even Christ said that. He said, you're in the world, but you're not of it. That's what he meant. He meant exactly that. We're apparently appearing in space and time, but we're not of space and time. See, that's the difference. That's the difference right there.
I sent you that one Swami, the other Swami that I listened to.
Okay.
I forgot I could do this.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
The Swami, see, I can't say his name like I said.
Sarva Priyananda.
Yep, sounds about right.
Just break it down. Sarva Priyananda. See, just break it into 3 sections. Sarva Priyananda. Sarva Priyananda. Yeah, Sarva Priyananda. Oh yeah, I always check this guy out too.
And he's pretty cool, huh? I like his stories.
Oh yeah, All the stories are good. So you listen to him and listen to what he's speaking of. He's
It's
speaking
all
of
the
traditional.
same.
He's speaking of traditional non-duality, though.
Oh, I
Advaita
know.
Vedanta,
I
the
like
old
it.
ways of the original ways. Yeah, not none of this nihilist. None of the nihilist non-duality that Jim Newman and Tony
Yeah.
Parsons. Those guys speak of nihilism that way, but he's not speaking that way. If you notice,
No, I know.
he's speaking practical in practical terms. And so you wonder, well, which one should I be listening to? Should I be listening to the nihilists
I listen to them
of
all.
Jim Newman and Tony Parsons, or should I be listening to Sarva Priyananda? Well,
Find my own way.
just try them out. Just try them out and see what you think.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to them all. I got lots of time on my hands. You know.
Well, this guy, Sarva Priyananda. See, I can remember now. Sarva Priyananda. But
And he's the one that talked about the fourth and stuff, and he made it so simple to understand. It seemed like, it's like I never thought of it like the way he described it. It's like I never thought about the fact that the sleeping me is the same person that is awake, is the same person that recognizes. Because even if you don't dream, who's it that remembers that you didn't dream? It's like,
yeah. See, it's really interesting when you start really analyzing that.
yeah.
Now that's really digging into self-realization right there. When you go into the activity of self-realizing, not a final self-realization, but self-realizing.
It's the journey, man. If we're already at the destination, then it's got to be the journey, right?
Yeah, in a sense, it's both. But here we are. We're apparently appearing. Okay, that's already
Given.
Yeah, that's already a given. But is there more to it? Sure, there's a lot more to what we're apparently appearing to be. But if we're apparently appearing in this world, although we're not of it,
for mutual friends,
we may as well try to transmit as much as we can regarding what we truly are. So if we're boundless and timeless, the information that we bring temporarily to the forefront is always it's always happening. It's information that's constant. It's continuous. It's things that are always apparent appearing to happen. Things that are always apparent appearing to happen. Now, what does that mean? Well, there's no real meaning, and purpose behind it. It's just the way it appears to be. So we continue on explaining things that way. Explaining what? Well, explaining appearances. All the various appearances of what can apparently appear to appear. As it does, as it arises. So whatever arises, it's apparent appearing to be what's happening. So what's happening, whatever arises, whatever appears, that's it. And that's continuously, always going on, constantly going on. It won't stop. It will never stop. It won't. It won't. It can't. It cannot. Try to still the mind, and there's still a mind to still. If you try to still the mind, then you're trying. Okay, let's say, okay, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to try to still my mind. Well, there's still a mind that's being stilled, isn't it?
Who's still in the mind?
Yeah, who's still in the mind? See, there it is. So self cannot get out of self. If that's the case, then there it is. It's kind of a paradox. It's a paradoxical thing that happens. It's a funny thing that the The body mind that's in the activity of thinking, although they're not a separate thinker and those thoughts are not theirs, they're still apparently appearing.
Yeah.
But you don't hold on to any of those thoughts of that body mind. It's just an appearance. It's temporarily appearing. Okay, that's fine. But that's all that is. That's a temporary appearance. But it's just continuing to appear. Continuing to appear because of the aliveness. So what is this aliveness principle, this aliveness activity that we are giving? In other words, if we're giving the aliveness to the action figure that's apparently appearing, that's what's really going on. We're animating. We're the animating principle. We're the animations or the animatings of the animation of the animate body. So here's the animate body, and we're giving it animations. We're giving it the energy for it to appear to engage in various activities. So as it engages in various activities, that's what's apparently appearing to happen. But it's not a final happening. It's what apparently appears to happen and continue to happen and ongoing, but not a final happening where it happens and that's it ends. Because there is no beginning, no ending to anything. And if that's the case, then it's a continuance, continual appearance, always appearing. And it doesn't stop. There's an end. Just check it out. Just observe and notice how it continues to apparently appear, and where we feel the aliveness that we are. We're the alivenings. That's what we truly are. We're the alivenings. We're that energetic principle, the energetic movement of enlivenings. That's what we are. And if we continue to provide that for the apparent appearance of the body mind, then that's what's apparent appearing to happen. We're giving it the, when I say we're giving the body mind the appearance of being alive, the beingnessing of aliveness, the alivenessing principle. And that continues to go on and on, over and over and over. And it doesn't stop, it doesn't end, it doesn't rest for a little while, and then it gets back up and continues on. It always does, it always constantly appears. And even when we're at rest, when we lay down, we're still the activity of laying down. That's still an apparent appearance of a doing. When we sleep, we lay down, and that's still a part of what we are. What we are, so that's still that apparent appearance. And when it turns into a dreamer, so there, whatever is dreaming, it's dreaming now, where if it shuts off the awareness of this awakened state and it goes into the non-awakened state, that non-awakened state is still a state nonetheless.
Still the same
it's
person.
Still a type, yeah, still a type of state with the same person, right? We're still that same character.
Whatever.
A body mind action figure is still that character, but it's at rest. Now it's sleeping, now it's in a non-awakened state, but it's still that character that's in a non-awakened state. And then when it awakens from the dream, then what does it awaken to? It awakens to this reality, but this reality is also a dream.
It definitely can feel
So
like
then the paradox begins to become noticeable. Noticing the paradox there. Okay, if if we're awake in this awakened dream, what awakens to this dream or this awakened dream? Does anybody awaken from this apparent appearance? So that's very very subtle. It's very interesting to notice that okay, if life is a dream and this awakened state is also a dream, does anybody wake up from that dream? No, not really. But could it be though? Could it actually be that the moment that we are no longer apparently appearing, that time when the body mind action figure is no longer going to appear, and when they call it death, the death process,
Right.
could it be when that shuts down? Could that be that awakening? In other words, when that shuts down, does something within us, does some kind of energetic movement, or does that awaken somewhere else?
Maybe.
Elsewhere. See, that's what's unknowable. We could go on. We might go on after these apparent appearances here. We might go on elsewhere. But the going on elsewhere is unknowable. That's not known. That becomes the unknown. So that which is unknowable remains unknowable. And so it turns into a mystery. So then that's it. It doesn't go any further than that. What awaits us all is an apparent appearance of another awakening. So if we can awaken from this dream, that's the dreamings, we're still the dreamings of these apparent appearances. And if that can awaken, then it might. We don't really know. It could. It might awaken in some other reality frame, reality base. Then there's that. Then there's also that concept, that idea of virtual reality. That this reality frame is virtual, and that we're in a matrix, and there's that too. So there's that idea that's being tossed around right now, which is becoming quite popular in the scientific community. Those that follow the sciences may adapt to that idea of reality base being a matrix.
Well, I guess that's what people can conceive of, so that's why they use it. You know, it's like I watched something that talked about how basically whatever people's concept of shit changes as with the times. You know, it's like the analogy, how they, I don't know how to say it, but it's funny. That's what
Yeah, people will adopt a matrix type of reality frame, or speak of a matrix, and then they'll adopt everything that goes along with that, all the ideas and concepts that go along with existing in a matrix or appearing.
My daughter never wrote me and told me she made it home. Yeah, I remember the idea of wanting to wake up, so to speak, be conscious.
But it seems to be that way. If if we're awake now, this awakened state is supposed to be a reality frame. This is supposed to be the reality frame where we deal with things. The activities or things that we do. But this is also a dream. That's what they say. Well,
You
if
know,
this is a
what's
dream,
funny is
if this is also a dream, does anybody awaken from it? See, that's the big one right there. That's a big question. If anybody awakens from this, then what do they awaken to?
yeah,
That's unknowable.
apparently they try to convince us that it's just the same, but it's still here, huh? They don't grow wings and fly away. I mean, Tony's still here.
Yeah. Still apparently appearing.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you a few people would, if they had a choice, would stop appearing.
Yeah. If they had a choice and that they could awaken on some other side or some other reality frame,
Yeah.
oh, they would do it in a heartbeat. Well, yeah, if it's that easy, to awaken to now see this is going to be interesting to try to say this, but that's neither a permanent state either. I mean, if this is impermanence and this is at the final stage of the final appearance, we're temporarily appearing, yes, but we're not always going to. See, that's the thing. We're not always going to appear because we're aging.
Yeah.
And if we weren't aging, would we just continue to appear on and on forever? Appearing here. This apparent appearance appear.
I don't know.
So
Man.
I don't know. I mean, that's unknowable. We really don't know how many dimensions are there too. There could be many dimensions, and this is just one of several.
You're right.
Yeah, so there's parallel universes that are discussed, and all of these fanciful ideas that are conjured. We can conjure so many fanciful ideas to think in terms of infinity that will always exist, will always be in some way or another. If not here, appearing temporary here, then somewhere else maybe. Perhaps in some other part of the universe. I mean, if you look at the universe, it's quite a big place. I mean, they say that there's more than one galaxy. I mean, if you think,
looks like
yeah,
it.
if you think in terms of that, think in terms of planets, okay? Think in terms of more than one planet. There could be many, countless Earth-like planets, and then
It's all about
those planets are within solar systems. Those solar systems are within galaxies, and galaxies there could be more than one galaxy, and it goes on and on that way. So there doesn't appear to be any end. Doesn't appear to be any end or any beginning. We try to go as far back as we can to realize or recognize and try to conceptualize a beginning, like a Big Bang type of beginning. But even that can't even be conceptualized. We try to conceptualize it, but we can't. So just as we cannot conceptualize a beginning, neither will we be able to conceptualize an end. So there's no ending and no beginning. The Alpha and Omega. On and on.
You know, I was thinking about like, what if, how much would I really think about space in this, in a sense of, if all I could see was with my naked eyes, how much different would it be? You know, my understanding really. I mean, I think there was probably just stars, or would it be more like the Romans or the Aztecs? They were pretty good at it, right? I mean, plus just think their night sky was all clear, wasn't obstructed with all the daylight, so they could see. They definitely had a different view. What I'm saying is like, they tell you to like, when you want to understand space, I mean, that's just from that concept. Really, you really wouldn't know about some of that, or you might not. Hell, I don't know. That's just the whole point. It's like when I look out there, I don't see. I don't know if I'd see it the same as like without all these devices and shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Even though we're piercing and viewing a part of the night sky, that's just a very small portion of what's visible. What's visible in the spectrum of sight is still limited.
So massive, right?
Oh yeah, we just peering through a very narrow band. This reality frame is a very narrow band of appearance of what's really out there.
Fucking cat, man.
That's incredible. That's amazing when you think about it in terms of reality frames. This reality frame is just a narrow band. A very narrow band of reality.
You know, they say the cats see like in vapors. They see vapors.
Oh
You know?
yeah, cats can see other types of appearance in reality. Yeah, they can see other reality frames.
I think that's pretty trippy.
Yeah, they could apparently see the soul that escapes the body mind action figure.
Maybe. Yeah.
The soul of the essence or the energy field is likened to that vapor that the animals can actually see somehow. Actually see it move about.
It kind of makes sense. Like they say dogs can sense you.
Yeah.
Like I always thought that was kind of scary. Like somehow they knew something more about me than I did when I was a kid,
Oh yeah.
It's like, how does he know I'm afraid? I didn't say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, he senses the fear. He can kind of sense the feeling, the vibe that you're giving off. Yeah.
One of my mother's husband's brothers, I didn't want to call him an uncle, so That's how I had to explain it. But anyways, had a Doberman Pinscher. That fucker was he did not. He loved to fuck with me. You know, it's like I was walking from one of the houses to the other house, and he was outside, and he seen me, and he'd be like, he was like walking really close behind me, and I turn around, and he was like, he was so close to me, I turned around, and I said, Trevor, no, because he was like stalking me, man. It was like just scared the shit out of me. I was always afraid of that fucker. Because he was like, he was a guard dog, you know, and like if you tried to run, he'd you know, keep you from doing that. If you tried to, like, I watched somebody try to climb a fence, and he's like, "You ain't going." Yeah, he wasn't like vicious, but I still was. I didn't want to. He was still a big dog. He was he had the cropped ears and the tail, you know, typical looking Doberman. He was beautiful, really, but yeah. Yeah. Fear. To me, I think it's interesting that the idea that, you know, with what you can put a bunch of energy into some shit. All these animals, I'm gonna kill them. It's making me crazy today, I swear. Plus, I don't feel very good, so I feel like I'm still borderline sick or something. Anyways, I don't know. Don't matter. Nothing really matters.
That's all right. If you want to get more rest, it's up to you. I mean,
No, I'm just foggy. I'm just sick. You know, it's not like I could sleep. I already slept earlier. Fell asleep early. I was tired. I'll probably get tired later, but I ain't tired yet. I mean, if you need to, I'm just saying, you know, like my
yeah, that's quite
my
right.
brain is foggy. All that, yeah.
Yeah, just
And he's
consider
over there.
just get on with the day.
Silly cat's looking at the walls. And he's the one I think's crazy. I'm pretty sure that cat sees spirits, but
No.
he does weird shit and looks at the walls. It's like there's nothing there, but he's very fascinated with whatever's not there. The humper, actually, he's the one that he's the one that sees shit. At least he looks like he sees shit. It's funny.
Maybe he does.
Yeah, hell, I don't know.
We'll never really know. Yeah.
He hasn't told me yet. Huh, Leo. Yeah. My mom liked him. He used to sleep on my mom's bed. I keep looking at my mom's little Buddha she had in here. It was my grandma's too. So it's just silly little clay Buddha thing.
Oh yeah. I got
And
one of
it's
those.
fat. Do you? A little
Yeah,
one?
look, I'll show you what.
A little fat one?
Yeah, I'll show you right here.
Oh, hang on, let me put this back first. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, you do have a fat one too. Oh, and he's got his pack. Nice, nice. And
Yeah.
smiling, huh? Yeah. One time, my grandma, she knew these. I think they were Chinese. I don't know. He he had a restaurant called Wally's Chinese Restaurant, so I just assumed that it's Chinese food. It was Chinese. But maybe he just did that because, you know, people are too stupid. I don't know. To understand Asians, different Asians. But anyways, they gave her this Buddha with a bunch of babies on it and stuff. And I think it was a fertility Buddha. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just sharing it anyway.
Yeah.
It's all just that. Cat's acting like it's crazy. I guess it's fine until you messes something up, huh? Why worry about it? Yeah, the other day, my granddaughter gave me a little coin. She comes in, she goes, "Here, Grandpa." I go, "What's this?" She goes, "It's a Buddha coin." I was like,
The
"Oh,
Buddha
cool."
coin.
Yeah. It just
Really?
says inner peace on it with a little baby
Oh.
Buddha.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, that's I was like, a Buddha coin? I've never heard of those.
Neither have I. Oh.
Yeah. I thought that was sweet. You better not. I was watching this thing on Apple TV last night. It's called oh God, what was it called? I don't remember if it was called Severance or Slice or anyways, they have this thing put in their brain. So and I found it interesting because I don't know, it's I guess because I try to see things, well, or things appear that way. I don't know. Just in an interesting light. But anyways, that doesn't really matter. But they put this thing in these people's brains, so when they're at work, basically they can't remember what they do at work. So when they leave, they don't remember what they did at work. And when they're outside, they don't. Anyways, what happens is it creates two different personalities, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because the work person never meets the outside person. So the people that work, because of, I guess they want it to be classified, right? So nobody knows what they're doing. So, you know, when you go in this elevator, it it's really interesting too, because when you know, it's like they show you one scene and it looks this way, and you're like, what? And then the next one they show you how it looked from the other side. It was just it's pretty interesting because these people make a choice to forget that you know, so like when you go through there, you don't remember it. Like I said, it's a different part of you. You don't remember your outside you. So when you first wake up in there, you're basically, you don't remember anything. You don't know your name and all that stuff. So that's kind of how it starts with this lady on this table, and they're like hello or something like that. I can't remember exactly
Uh-huh.
all of it, but I found it very interesting that the idea of it's just an interesting idea, I guess.
Yeah, having a different reality frame.
Yeah, they
You
have
have
the
your
inside person
work.
that
Yeah.
they said that never gets out because it never recognizes the outside person because uh, they're always at work. So in some ways, uh, and they don't know any difference. They're like their mind is completely wiped. You know what I mean? And so they
Yeah.
get a whole, but yet they still have a personality. I know that sounds weird. I think that's the point I was trying to make is that even with no memories, there's still a person there, sort of thing. If that makes sense, it's like they still have a certain personality without memories.
Yeah. The work face.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
They have a work personality and a
it's interesting though.
casual. Yeah, casual life and work life.
Like I'll tell you this. I'll tell you. It might be a spoiler kind of thing. This woman, she wakes up on the table, right? And anyways, she asks. Uh, anyways, there's a part in the movie where she's trying to leave, and he goes, okay, you can go down that hallway and leave if you want. She goes, and he's standing right, like there's a hallway and like this, and he's standing here, and he's all like, well, you could go, and she's like, so, oh, I can't, I'm not allowed to watch, and she's like, okay, whatever. So she goes to leave, and then she comes back, and then she leaves, and then she comes back, and then she leaves, and then she comes back, and she's like, what the because she doesn't, there's a inside her and an outside her, right? So
Yeah.
every time when you see it from that side, you're like, okay, it doesn't make sense. It seems like it almost looks like there's a loop because like she never leaves. But then they show you from the other side, and then
Uh-huh.
once she goes out the door, she remembers that she made that choice to be in there, right?
Yeah. Right.
So when she's outside, she goes back in willingly. When she's inside, she thinks she wants out.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
leaves, and it's like this. She's going in. The outside her wants in. The inside of her wants out. I don't know if that makes. It's just.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I found it an interesting.
That's a movie called Severance, you say?
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I forgot. Yes. Let me look.
Severance. I think I heard of a title of a movie that with Severance in it.
Just watched it. It says, oh shit. I wish I could share this. And then the picture looks kind of cool too. Can you see it? Is it backwards?
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Severance. I see it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. I'm going to look for it. I'll see if I can watch that then.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, I think.
I'm going to look for it then. I'll see if I can make sense of it.
Yeah. So far, it's a season. It's only got the first two episodes. So.
Oh, it's a seasonal thing.
What do they? Not seasonal. What do they call it? Like every Friday, you get another episode. Series. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Lumens. Yeah, what's I wish I could share this with you. It says trailer. Oh no, that would put it on my TV outside. You think they'd want you to advertise, right? Like that would help their. Wait, maybe I can. See what it says. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's that other one that I liked. If you ever get Apple, it's like $5.99 a month or something. Just because it's a good sci-fi. That's why I liked the other one. Will that let you watch the preview? That thing I sent you?
Yeah, I think so. It has start free trial.
Okay.
It says start free trial. 7 days free, then $4.99.
Hell, you can watch the first 3 episodes and say, let's get back.
Oh, it's got the guy from Brothers, Step Brothers.
Which one? The main character?
Severance got the guy from Step Brothers
Stepbrother.
in Severance. Yeah, with the dark hair.
The main character, I guess.
Yeah, he's the one that sang.
Oh.
Remember, he did that song, "Sweet Child of Mine." He was singing that, and when he was driving in the car. Oh.
I don't.
Apple TV, Apple Music. Create new Apple ID. Sign in with your Apple ID.
Oh yeah, that's how it starts out. I thought maybe you have to do that to watch a preview even? Won't let you preview it without an ID?
I don't know. Trying to find out.
Yeah, that was interesting. Concept though. I can't remember. Oh, that's what I was trying to. Yeah, there's 2. I don't think, I mean, for me personally, so far I've really only liked 2 of the Apple.
Channels.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, Apple.
Yeah.
I waited until to get their service until the one thing this one came out. I'll try to find it again because it's like if you decide to do the free trial, then I'd suggest watch that one. Oh yeah, Foundation. It's called Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Pretty cool. I know it's backwards, or at least it looks backwards on my.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy. It's about these people that well, they call them what is it? Dawn, Brother Dawn, Brother Day, Brother Dawn, and Brother Dusk, and then the fuck do they call them? Anyways, they're clones for like the last 10,000 years of one guy, and there's always 3 of them that are awake, and then they all have their replacements and in case something happens.
Christopher Walken.
Huh?
He's in it. The cast and crew. Christopher Walken's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Severance. Yeah.
Oh, oh, yeah. I like him. I think it's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name as well. It's a thriller. Yeah. Good news about hell. That's season 1, episode 1. That's the name of it. Good news about hell. Wish I could just share it. Oh. I don't know if I'll be able to. It says season 1. I'm gonna. I doubt it'll be that easy for me to just let you watch it like that.
Wow, Patricia Arquette's in it as well. Huh.
What did that do when I sent what I sent to you? Is that just
Yeah, I'm just clicking on a link and it's going straight to it. Immerse yourself in the extraordinary.
Christopher? I haven't seen Ben Stiller yet. In there. Hasn't made an appearance yet. Is it letting you watch it?
Nah, it still asks for the free trial.
Um,
It's all right though.
that's all good. But yeah, those are. I waited to get it until Foundation came out.
Uh,
I liked that. And then that one just came out. Wait, is that in here too? Might be another one that's fun from Apple. Oh yeah, After Party. It's like the third one that's good so far. It's a funny one. So there's sci-fi, thriller, and then comedy. See,
yeah.
the whole genre. I mean, they have lots of stuff. I just don't know what, that's just my taste. Plus, I kind of just, like I said, a little foggy in the brain, so didn't feel like watching certain videos. gonna go make a cup of coffee real quick.
Well, I'm going to start seeing if I could watch Severance as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna check out those movies that you suggested.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
they're good. I think.
yeah.
Be right back.